Hello everyone, welcome back to Fast Friday HHS number 10. Another Friday has come around, so let's get right into the demonstrations. Okay, so today we are using our resistance band. For this circuit, recommended resistance band, if you don't have one, if you have one of the tubing ones with the handles, that's fine too. If you really want to use a prop for extra leverage and support, you can try using a skipping rope. It's not going to give you the same resistance. It's not going to move with your body the same way as it has no pull. You can try it out, or all of these exercises are Pilates exercises, which means you can do them without props. But for the sake of this video, I'm going to be using it with the intended prop, so the resistance band. So let's get started. So it is a core workout. There are 7 exercises. You're doing about 10 per side, 3 or 4 rounds. As always. Okay, so let's get down onto our mat. Okay, so our first exercise is the half rollback. So if you've ever been in a Pilates mat class, you've done this before. I am going to show a few modifications for all, as these are about intermediate, they're mostly intermediate exercises, so modifications are key. Okay, so our first one is half rollback. So first off the bat, putting the band in your hands, you want it to be on the inside of your palm, and then your thumb kind of goes over it to hold. So ideally you should have your wrists in neutral. I don't ever want to see your wrists like this. Always keep them in alignment, open or closed fist. Okay, so our first exercise is the half rollback. So we are going to start moving those glutes out of the way, finding your sits bones, working up into a neutral pelvis. Knees are bent, knees can be straight. I prefer bent knees. When your legs are straight doing half rollbacks, if you don't have the proper core engagement, I find that your hip flexors overtake. At any point, if your hip flexors do overtake, just drop your feet out into a butterfly stretch or do a cross-legged glute stretch, and you should be good to go. Okay, so half rollback. Setting my spine, core is nice and engaged, ribs are dropping down around my core. Our hands are just going to be at our side. And we're going to exhale. We're going to start by curving the pelvis under, following all the way down to the ribs with our exhale. And then we inhale, we stack the spine. So we exhale, inhale, so my chest is staying pretty lifted. I'm not completely rounding about. Shoulders draw back away from ears. So we're doing 10 of these. So again, that rolling starts from the pelvis. I'm curving my pelvis, the ribs follow up to the chest, and then you roll yourself right back up. Okay, so that is the half rollback. So we have 3 variations of half rollback. So our second variation is your half rollback to the side. So arms are going to be out. This is kind of a half rollback to the side with a little bit of a single arm row actually. Okay, so we find that neutral position, move those glutes out of your way, drop the ribs down, really connect with that pelvic floor and core. Arms are straight up. We roll down to the side and bring that arm and that gaze to the opposite side. So this is working your obliques mainly. And then we inhale, come back up. We'd switch down to the opposite. So it's almost like you're connecting deeper with that same side hip bone. Both sit bones are in contact with the mat, but just for a little bit of a cue, you're rolling down on one side. That one oblique is taking charge. Perfect. Okay, at this point, you may feel it in your hip flexors. My biggest suggestion is whenever you feel those hip flexors come on, just drop your knees to the side, come into a little bit of butterfly, kind of massage them. You're going to feel them sticking up. So just connect with that core. I cannot stress it enough. The more your core is connecting During connecting, the less those hip flexors are gonna fire. They fire because they feel like, oh my goodness, I'm gonna fall back. I need to tighten everything up so that the core stays connected to the hip, because that core is being lazy, okay? So number one tip, connect your core. Tighten it, zip it up from the pelvic floor, lifting up, tighten those ribs around your corset. Everything should be good. Okay, so last variation of the half roll back is a half roll back with a twist. So we are gonna start in our half roll back position. Chest is lifted, but chest down is nice and curved. Our hands are gonna be in kind of a motorcycle stance, so our wrists, it's almost like we're facing each other. Out to the side, shoulders back, neck is nice and relaxed. So you're gonna exhale, drop down with the twist, inhale, center, exhale. Remember, the key is to stay in that half roll back. Again, those obliques are in charge. Keeping your gaze in alignment with your chest. And then we roll back up. If at any time, again, just open up those hips, drop frontwards. That'll release your hips, the front of your hips, and those hip flexors. Okay, so let's keep going. So our next exercise is single leg stretch. Again, I'm going to give you a few variations for this, as not everyone is at an intermediate level. Okay, so same wrist position. I want that toe to be covered in the band. We're going to come back into basic starting position. So your elbows are resting at your side. Your neck is nice and relaxed, shoulder blades sliding down. You're going to float that loose leg that's not in the band up to tabletop. So both legs are in tabletop, one is in the band. First option is we are going to, again, the elbows don't lift. So imagine that your arms are at tabletop, so to speak. So, and again, I don't want to see your wrists flopping to the side. Your wrist is in alignment with the forearm. So we're going to exhale. Extend that leg out. Keep those toes pointed, even in the band. It's going to help strengthen your foot and ankle. Good. So this is option one. Option two, if you need a little bit more support, and if you want to give those abs a chance to strengthen before progressing, you're going to drop that other leg down to the floor. That leg in the band is in tabletop. Same extension of the leg. Really working against the band on the way in. So make sure that you don't bring that knee into chest. You want to stop it at 90. You want to stop it where that knee is tracking directly over the hip. That'll just continue to strengthen the core and the lower abdominals that are always pesky to get. And version number 3, we float that leg back up, and we're going to extend it out to 45. We exhale, that leg meets. Inhale, we hold that opposite leg out. If you're feeling really crazy, you can lift yourself up, back into those extended arms out to the side. And we're going to do the same one. So this is the most advanced version. Stopping that knee at 90. Okay, great. And then after, so you don't do all of those versions. Pick which version you like. And then you go ahead. And then you switch sides, okay? Perfect. Next one is the double leg stretch. So very similar to the one that we just did. Both feet, are going to be hooked into the band. Proper wrist positioning, nice and neutral. Float those legs up to tabletop. From here, we are going to extend both legs out to a 45. To advance this up, you come up into a nice neutral ab curl. To advance this further, you drop the legs lower. But again, a good starting place is head down, elbows at side, neutral wrists. Exhale, lengthen out to a 45. Good. All right. Okay, so moving on from here,
Our next exercise is our double leg lower, okay? So this is an intermediate exercise that is borderline advanced. So lots of modifications. I'll show you the main exercise first. So legs start at tabletop. We extend them up, keep those toes pointed. We exhale, lower them down as far as we can with control. Inhale back up. So let's exhale, hover, inhale back up. So the key here is we don't want to flatten our back. So if you feel yourself flattening your back and tucking your pelvis, only go down to about 45. So we want to focus on strengthening the core from neutral pelvis. Good. So I did a blog post on this if you're confused as to what I'm talking about. Again, if you want to progress it, those hands can come out to the side or just float up. Just make sure that if you have those elbows at your side when you're floating, you're not rounding through those shoulders. That's why I like out to the side. It opens the chest, drops the shoulders. Perfect. Now if you want a modification of this, we drop the head, relax the shoulders, keep those legs in 45. We exhale into a double toe tap. Keeping that core nice and tight. Using that breath. Perfect. And our last exercise is we're doing some teaser preps, okay? So this is not full teaser, but it is a great prep for you. So we do have a few modifications. I'll start with the one that is the actual teaser prep. So again, both feet are going to be in the band, neutral wrist positioning. That band comes on the inside. You find your neutral seated. You're gonna come back, almost tilting like you're making a V. So it's almost like the half rollback, except you're lifted through the chest and you're more balanced here. So I'm not curving through the pelvis. I've literally just gone from neutral from here to here. That core is gonna kick on already. And elbows at our side. Inhale, prep. Exhale. So this not only works on that core, it also works on stabilizing the entire trunk. Do a slight pause at the top. Good, so modification here. If you're not quite there, you're gonna take one leg out of the band, bend it, straighten that opposite leg, tilt down. It's still challenging the torso. It just takes a little bit of that stability work away. So if you have never done a teaser in a mat Pilates class, I would start with the one leg down. We're tilting back. So again, if you're new to Pilates, you are going to feel it in your hip flexors. So again, if ever you feel that, finish your set. Try repositioning your body. Find that neutral curvature. Tighten your core from your pelvic floor up. If that doesn't work, at the end of your set, just drop down into some butterfly legs. Put the insides of your elbows on the insides of your knees, and then just lean your chest forward. Don't worry about form or anything right here. We just really want to open up the hips from the front to the side. You can put your hands on your knees, put your elbows on the floor. Another great stretch to do midway is just come down, cross one leg, and float it up. This again is going to help release the front. If you want to really get into that hip flexor, open palm inside of the bent knee and push. And then you switch. You can also come into pigeon. You can come into a nice deep lunge. Again, you get the point. So those are the modifications and the exercises. So pick and choose what you want. The list of exercises is going to be below this video. So enjoy and let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye now.